Gary Ruplinger here again from BoaTips.com, and today I'm going to be talking about some tips that I've used to care for a sick snake. Now, one thing I'd like to mention right away, I am not a veterinarian. This is just what's worked for me in the past and is based solely on my personal experience. Now, these tips are going to work best for a snake that's currently eating. If your snake is currently refusing to eat, then read my article at BoaTips.com about how to get your snake to feed, and it'll give you some tips about what might be happening there. Now, this snake right here, this is a Brazilian rainbow boa, and when I first got her, she was having some problems shedding, and she'd had several bad sheds in a row that led to a buildup of excess skin around her nose, and she was having some problems breathing. As soon as I got her, I took several steps to get her back to health. Now, the first thing I did was I got the humidity in her environment up. This particular snake, if you can see her here, so this is a Brazilian rainbow boa, and she needs a very high humidity level to be healthy, about 75 to 85%. And she's in a 40-gallon aquarium with a screen top, and the humidity in it was only about 25% when I measured it. So what I did, I went out and replaced the whole thing. I went and got her 75-gallon tank, quite a bit bigger, and it had a glass top on it. I put 2 live plants in it, and I added a second water dish, and I got the humidity levels up to about 80 to 85%. The next thing I did, I went out and bought her a bottle of shedding aid. Now, it comes in a little bottle like this. What you do, you spray it on their skin, and you just kind of rub it in, and it's supposed to help the areas that didn't shed come off better. So I tried it a little bit. I managed to get all the spotches off from her previous shed, and I was able to get them off that way. So the next time she shed, I was hoping that things would go better. Unfortunately, they did not. She was still shedding in lots of little pieces, and her eye caps weren't coming off, and she was still getting that buildup right around her nose. So I had one more idea before I took her to the vet to get her checked on. I use a product called Zango on a daily basis that I use for my own health, and I'd had pretty good results with it, and I'd read several stories about people using it on sick animals, and they'd had really good results with that. So I thought, okay, all it is, it's a juice. It comes in a bottle. It looks just like this. It's a mangosteen juice. It's just a fruit. It's safe for just about anything. So I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try. It probably isn't going to hurt. So the next time I fed her, I put a few drops on the mouse I put in her cage. Now keep in mind, if you do try this, use a very small amount, because it does work very well in small amounts. I saw almost an immediate improvement in her. She was more active in her cage, moving around, and this type of snake, she does tend to be pretty active, especially at night. So I was definitely feeling hopeful. Next time I fed her, did the same thing, a few drops on a mouse, and waited, and she was still feeling fairly energetic. So the real test came the next time she was going to shed. So I waited, and the morning after she'd shed, I could tell definitely things were looking up for us. The entire shed was in one piece like it was supposed to be. The excess skin had come off her nose, and the eye caps weren't on any longer. So she could see good, she was feeling good, she's moving around good. The one thing I would like to mention, these methods you're free to try them. However, if they don't work for you, please do take your snake to a veterinarian who specializes in caring for reptiles. Thank you for watching. I'm Gary Ruplinger of BoaTips.com.